To start, I think the areas of study that I enjoyed most were the anatomy and physiology units. These units really taught me more about the body and how and why it moves, which is what I was most interested in coming into the course. I was so interested in learning about things like actin and myosin and everything that must be in place and working for muscle contraction, all the way up to learning about the entire path an oxygen molecule must take to become part of a movement was incredibly interesting. It was probably my favorite assignment to do. Anatomy was also a key part of this, as I enjoyed learning about the major muscles, bones, and joints, and how they work, what they look like, and why they work the way they do. Though I do wish we could have covered more and gone more in depth on the entire body and its musculoskeletal and articular systems. There are many activities and assignments that allowed me to grow emotionally, socially, and or cognitively, but 3 of the major ones were the Time to Break It Down assignment, the first year anatomy class notes we made while watching videos, as well as my sportobiography. The Time to Break It Down assignment, among all of the activities where we were to create a video, helped me grow both emotionally and socially. I find that I am a very shy person who has trouble speaking in front of others when it comes to presentations, but this video in particular helped to boost my confidence. I found ways to store my knowledge in a logical order so that I could convey it properly. I was not nervous to talk or demonstrate throughout the entire video. I became more comfortable with myself and my abilities, and hopefully those will stick with me when I really have to get up in front of people and present. The activity in Unit 4, where we watched videos and made organized notes as a way to help prepare for post-secondary, was also incredibly helpful. I still have no clue what to expect for my post-secondary career, and it was beginning soon. This activity helped me learn where I excel and where I am lacking in note-taking skills. I will be working to improve these because I know in post-secondary I can't just start and stop the lecture and go back like I did while watching the videos. Finally, the sportobiography helped me to grow emotionally. It made me make large connections between my life and my own physical activity in sport, and the things that are pushing me or inhibiting me in my abilities to participate or compete to my full extent. It made me realize that some things or some people in my life played a larger part than I'd previously thought. It made me think more about the impacts even little things can have and how they influence me in my ability, and that changed me. The best piece of work that I created throughout this course was my A Day in the Life of O2 the Molecule. I consider this my best piece of work because it was done very thoroughly, as it was one of the most interesting units and assignments to me, but also because I was able to convey a huge amount of information in an interesting, simple to understand and follow presentation. I put a lot of effort into that project and it paid off in the end, earning me my first 100% in the course. It was also an assignment that allowed me to branch off and try new presentation methods, like using the first person to help describe and also using a different organization platform. These both help to create interest, but also simplicity. There's a lot of information on the cardiorespiratory systems and energy systems resulting in muscle contraction, which was a huge part of the physiology unit, and it was put together logically in an easy to understand platform, and that is why I consider it to be my best piece of work from the course. An area of kinesiology that I think I will most likely apply to my own life is the physiology unit. I find myself incredibly interested in that area and am seriously considering physical therapy as a graduate study, assuming all goes well in my initial undergraduate and post-secondary. It has been an area of interest for a long time, including in grade 11 and 12 biology, where I made the decision to pursue an area of study that included both the human body and medicine. The unit where we learned about physiology really helped to solidify the information and make it clear that I was interested in the human body and how it moves and how it works. I now know the basics of how muscles contract and why things like actin and myosin are so important, as well as oxygen is to our muscles and to our performance. I also learned about the different types of energy systems and when they come into play and why oxygen is or is not necessary to them and to the movement. I also learned the important factors that can greatly impact and influence the way the body moves and its efficiency, whether that be detrimental or beneficial. One piece of work in my e-portfolio that I did not select to share in my reflection was my acute and chronic effects of physical activity elevator pitch. It demonstrates that I'm able to convey my ideas quickly and logically, though in this case I did take a little longer than the average pitch. In the elevator pitch, I focused on the body's acute and chronic response as a result of exercise on the human body's blood pressure and VO2 max, and the risks and benefits associated. This pushed me to research greatly into both the VO2 max and what is really occurring in the human body when this is at its peak or at a low, and how it can be changed to be beneficial, or in some cases detrimental. For example, your VO2 max could be trained and increased to help increase the body's efficiency of using oxygen. This is through things like interval training. The accomplishment I am most proud of in this course is my newfound knowledge on learning how a muscle contracts. Throughout the energy systems and learning about how actin and myosin are activated and are key players in allowing the muscle to relax and contract, I was not sure I would ever understand it. But throughout the activities and assignments, as well as my own exploration, I was able to figure out and fully understand it, though I had some troubles in that portion of the course, but it was something I was determined to understand, so I worked hard and succeeded. Being determined is what drove me to understand anything that I was lost on, not just give up and hope that I know something or anything about it. The presentation form that works best for me is anything that is a type of visual presentation, such as a PowerPoint or a Prezi. This is because I can easily and logically lay out exactly what I want to say with their correlating topics. To me, they look clean and simple, and it's easy to follow and understand. It works best because I like things to look organized, and those to me are the easiest ways to do so, and I can do them fast. Pictures or videos can also be added, which I find important in case I need to add those to further the interest level or understanding of the presentation. Overall, I find them the easiest to navigate and easiest to keep organized, which works best for me. The part of the inquiry process that was most challenging for me was the very beginning, formulating a question, step 1. I still find this challenging because for me to formulate a question, I already need to be thinking and connecting to have something click and pique my interest. If I'm just sitting there and not discussing, I can't just formulate a question. I have trouble realizing some things without outright discussing it and hearing it or wondering. Creativity or innovation, in a way, to me, seems to be part of formulating questions, and I don't find that I have either of those in me when it comes to that. I'm not a super curious person, especially when I'm being asked to. Whenever I'm told something, I may research it to learn more or to understand, but questions oftentimes don't pop up in the way that they should. The best way for me to organize my information and ideas is separating them into topics and doing notes or points underneath to help my understanding. Sometimes a chart could be helpful, but I often have troubles creating clear and concise charts that I am really pleased about. Making regular notes is generally what I find easiest and most organized for myself. Sometimes I might make messier notes just fast in order of how I'm learning them, and then go back and rewrite them all together in a logical sense under their correlating topics so I can easily read them and understand them. Overall, this taught me new ways to present and forced me out of my comfort zone. This course really helped me to succeed in those ways. It was great to learn everything, and it really helped me learn all the things that I was so very interested in. I can't wait to use the knowledge I've gained about the course and about myself in the future.